Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Islamic Preacher and Apologist. If you came to my channel through social media, please check my YouTube channel for the entire footage. Today I'm going to be talking about the various different ways in which the television actually destroys one's mind and one's thinking. There's a person in my comments section which actually encouraged me to create this video. This individual led me to think the following. Why is it that when we create content, the Islamophobes don't trust us, don't believe us, they don't rely on our information? In order to answer this question, I had to go back in memory lane. Think about an incident which actually occurred before my eyes. Several years ago, I went to a house where there were step-brothers and sisters around. And in that house, the younger sister slapped the elder brother, they were both step. The elder brother was at least 10 years older than her. As the brother was about to complain to his father that such and such happened, his younger sister, stepsister, quickly walked and ran to the father and said, he's troubling me. His father believed his daughter, his younger daughter, but not his son. The same thing with the media. The first person to give you information through news or whichever form is telling the truth in your opinion. The brain is like a computer. When you turn on the computer, the first thing you see are windows. And if you turn on your phone, the first thing you actually see is an apple, if it's an Apple phone. A woman in my comment section in this particular video sent me a link saying that you do not know what you're talking about. The reality is this, and watch this.
Afghanistan's new generation is no longer a generation that can accept the Taliban's extremist ideology. We hope the situation that arises will be something acceptable for Afghan society, especially women.
Both of them are true because there are always two sides to every coin. The main difference is that I speak from the book and people speak from the media, what's happening in and around the world. Did you, with all the media coverage, read the following? Taliban is actually in Afghanistan. Now read this. Currently, over 10 million youth and adults in Afghanistan are illiterate. However, since 2016, the country has made significant progress, while in 2016-17, the literacy rate was 34.8%. The UNESCO Institute for Statistics recently confirmed that it has now increased to 43%. And then, of course, comes the modern day people, or let's say the modern mentality people. They're too lazy when it comes to either reading the Bible or even the Quran. They're not bothered with God. Yet they will call themselves Christian or Muslim. There'll be a nice cross chain hanging from the neck. Whatever you saw on television, there then came Hatun Tash, who of course uses what came out of Sheikh Yasir Qadhi's mouth. But if such is the case, why did he still stay in his religion? Now, the difference between both of them saying the same thing is one still didn't leave his religion, Yasir Qadhi, and the other, who said this, did not still preach her religion. She goes to criticize the Islamic narrative, but still does not promote the biblical one. If she calls Prophet Muhammad ﷺ the plagiarist, and David Wood calls him the greatest one around, people should not only question her behavior, but her integrity too. If the school teacher leaks out those questions that are going to come in the examination papers, and yet all his students get the answer wrong, then wouldn't this teacher be put to question? The students would say, we got this information from you, we got such and such answer from you. You should worry about the holes being in those areas where the Quran and the Bible speak in different terms, in a different context. For your kind information, in the Holy Quran, various different places in the Holy Quran of only one God, and that Trinity is false. In many places, and I'm going to create a video soon, the number of times the Holy Quran rejects the biblical doctrine, meaning rejects the idea of having multiple gods, or something similar to that, just in case if you forget it in one particular surah, you would see it in the next one. Now, the biggest issue with the television, it actually blocks your ability to think, reason, imagine, argue, or even question something. Now, while showing you this absolute blank screen, I would tell you to not think of an elephant. Please do not think of an elephant. And let me tell you, right now, you just thought of an elephant. Now, after showing you an elephant, if I ask you to think of an elephant, your brain would immediately reject the idea, the whole idea of imagining one. If you close your eyes right now at this very second, very moment, your brain is going to visualize what you just saw. That is called the work of memory, but not imagination. Because visuals only help with the memory, not imagination, not thinking. So therefore, I would suggest you to focus on reading the Quran, reading the Bible. Give yourself 2 months, 1 month for the Bible and 1 month for the Quran. And during those 2 months, do not watch a single YouTube video of anyone who is in the field of apologetics, neither Christian nor Muslim nor Jew. Even better than that, it would be better for 2 months to stay away from television, not even computer gaming. Stay away from visuals for 2 months and then see what happens to your brain after that. I'm not lying to you about anything. In fact, I'm telling you to see for yourself. If you have completed this challenge, I'd like to move on to stage 2. I'd like to further respond to the person who thought I didn't know what I was saying. Recently, women have been given the freedom to drive in Saudi Arabia. Before that, they were not permitted to drive without a male guardian. This would be either the father, the brother, or the husband, or even the son. Now, there's a difference between a woman being a man's property or being a man's responsibility.
Those who are adherent to Sharia law, according to the Quran, who are devout following the Sharia principle, are the ones who believe that their women are their property. This is how every radical who follows the exact commandment of the Quran and Sharia law believes.
I know 2 different types of people. One category is exactly how she describes. There was a man who used to beat his wife and say, "You will not meet your parents." And there are a lot of people with this sort of mentality live in the Asian subcontinent. Such a thing also happens in countries like India by Hindu people, non-Muslim people, who are actually misogynists and actually control their women. Yet I also know of the same particular society, the same culture, the same society, telling their daughters to go with their brother if they're going somewhere new. Because the man, in the form of father, husband, brother, or son, takes a woman's responsibility, in which he does not control her decisions or consider her as his property. There are brothers who drop their sisters to college or university just for their safety, yet they have the right to choose whether they want to study ahead or not. Some people do not know how to differentiate between property and responsibility. The fact of the matter is, different people implement their religion in a different way. For example, if there's a hadith which advises women to go somewhere with their husband, there are men who would actually take the same information and twist it to their own advantage to actually control women. This is largely dependent on one's ideology, one's mentality, one's way of thinking. A vast majority of those men that actually do beat their women are those people who are egoistical. They say, "I house, feed, and clothe you. You therefore need to listen to me. You therefore need to obey me." That is the authority property category. A man beats his wife when he actually makes a big deal out of what he has provided her, out of what he has given her. Yet within the same society, a good person, a good man of the very same society says, "So what if I have housed her, fed her, and clothed her? I am the man, and it was my responsibility, and I ought to do it." The one who actually makes a big deal out of what he's given her says, "How dare you not listen to me?" That's that category. That's a different category. That's that category which says, "Woman, my property." Now, those people who are educated would read a particular hadith and also want to know why such and such was advised, why such and such was suggested. Now, as for the illiterate people, it's the illiterate people that make things up in their own brain according to their own ideologies, according to the way in which they were raised by their parents. They want to make it out into what they saw rather than what they read. Now, there is no difference between those people that can't read and those people that choose not to read. May I ask you, what is the psychological difference between the two? And the answer will be nothing. Now, here is an image. On the left is Islamic critique. On the right is DLM Christian lifestyle. Now, if you consider Islam to be false and you believe Christianity is true, who is your favorite information provider? Who have you chosen to listen to? Who have you chosen to follow? If you can't choose Islam as your religion, at least choose positive paradigms of your own faith. DLM Christian lifestyle is neither a critic and neither a psychopath. Human beings should decide what they actually want to watch on TV. What is it exactly that is influencing their mind? Is it positive? Is it negative?
TV, what is television? Television is not television, it is lie vision.
On a survey report, it was shown television gives us an unrealistic view of reality. What you watch affects your critical thinking, analytical ability, misinformation, misinterpretation.
You know what is brainwashing?
Is when you suddenly get interested in other things but not yourself. You don't focus on yourself in your own life. The biggest problem and issue in this society is either knowledge, understanding, or education, and nothing more. Important links will be in the description box and comment section. Please check those before commenting. Thank you for watching. Take care and goodbye.